sure y'all tap into the Patreon too. If y'all don't have that Teach Hanley, if you're not tapped into the Patreon, link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's go more into black culture. Ice Cube. Ice Cube claims, and I have not watched the video yet. You guys sent me this literally probably earlier this morning. Ice Cube saying that he's being blackballed. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification. Shout out to all of my single ladies. My Mercedes. Move TV. I'm going to be reading that shortly. Single ladies. My Mercedes. Hold 4 in the back. 2 if you're fat. Get the get.
Yo, what's cracking?
What's cracking, Cube?
You know what it is. It's your homeboy Ice Cube. And some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their fucking club. That pisses them off.
Okay, Cube. Talk about it then.
What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man. Stop playing. So ever since I put out the contract with Black America, you know they've been fucking with me.
So a lot of you are have been living under a rock because you don't necessarily pay attention to the news as far as how it is that it affects you personally. Okay. And so Cube is saying ever since he put out the contract with Black America. Let me go over the contract with Black America for the people that's been living under a rock. Let's see if I can get this up here for y'all. Give me a second. Let's see if I can get the contract with Black America up here because I want y'all to be able to see it for yourselves. This is the contract, and I'm going to just go over it really quickly with Black America that Cube released back during the 2022 election? 2020 election, right? This was the general idea of what he was looking for, all right? First things first, he wanted a plan to guarantee black opportunity and representation. Now, a lot of you guys was against Cube at that time because you said that, well, why would he even entertain the possibility of Trump? Because now I know a lot of you don't remember this, but Trump was actually the only person that was willing to even listen to Cube when it came to what it was that he was looking for as far as his contract with Black America. Now, Biden said, Biden and Cam, I call her Cam, but Kamala Harris, Biden and Cam said, listen, we'll talk to you afterwards. We don't want to talk to you right now. We'll consider what it is that you got going on after we've already secured the election. We've heard nothing about it. We've heard nothing from Biden and Cam. Do y'all remember when they said that? I know that y'all, Anton, don't forget. I told y'all we was going to revisit this. I told y'all we was going to have this conversation, didn't I? But Biden and Cam said, listen, we're going to talk to you. And the whole Democratic Party said, we'll talk to you afterwards. We already know we got the black vote. It's nothing else that we need to do as a result of it. We going to win that. And they were right. But they said that they were supposed to come back to the table and have a conversation with Ice Cube as far as what it was that he was proposing when it came to his contract with Black America. Trump said, listen, I want to talk to you right now. Let's have a conversation. Vivica Fox and the lunch ladies over there on Cocktails with Queens started going off on Ice Cube and holding him accountable. You know, Diamond, Viv, Selena, and that other single chick that was on that show talking about this young man don't want her. Black women came against them. Everybody that was a liberal came against them, but this was largely what it was that he was asking for: a bill to guarantee black opportunity and representation. Ain't that what y'all want? Y'all turned against them. Bank lending reform that helped y'all to get more loans. Y'all remember that? No, y'all forgot about that part. Don't worry, I'm going to remind you. Federal funding for baby bonds, which includes every child with a government-funded trust account at birth, starting with a $1,000 contribution, so that y'all can then snowball that and y'all won't be asking Biden for government student loans in order to go to college. No, you don't want to be proactive. You just want your monies right now so you can park your Cadillac on the lawn. Don't worry, we're going to continue. Federal Reserve and government pensions must allocate 13.4% of their investment into black-owned enterprises and businesses. Venture capital and private equity funds must take public money. Entities must invest 13.4% of their total funds into black-owned businesses. I bet y'all none of y'all have ever even read this. I bet you none of you people that sit here and stand on this shit never even read this and don't know anything about it whatsoever, do you? You never even looked at the contract that you then so heavily criticize because it didn't align with what it is that your agenda started saying. But don't worry. He said financial oversight. A banking commission for even a cabinet or a sub-cabinet post will be set up to overlook and report on minority-owned lending, housing ownership, and mortgages. You know what? I don't even necessarily agree with all of this. But you know what I do agree with? The fact that he put together a plan to even have a conversation and stand on what he standed on in the first place. See, I don't have to agree with it, but I can respect it. I don't have to agree with it, but I can respect it. And you know who were the ones that complained and turned against him the most? People that looked like him. And he's still over here advocating for y'all. Personal data and credit, prison reform, judicial reforms, police reform, FCC licensing and public awareness, public airwaves. That means an opportunity for you to even be able to have a voice and get your message out. Confederate monuments and institutions. He wanted to eliminate Confederate statues. Y'all took them down anyway. Don't worry about it. Programs and education and jobs for kids. Black responsibility. No, this is the part that they got mad at. Not black responsibility. Not us taking ownership and responsibility for what it is that we're doing in our own communities. That would force us to then hold each other accountable. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's go back to Ice Cube. I want him to get his full thought out before we had this conversation.
Yo, what's cracking? You know what it is. It's your homeboy Ice Cube. And some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their fucking club. That pisses them off.
Mm-hmm. I don't agree with this either.
What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with.
I thought he was about to say gay keepers. He said gatekeepers. Ice Cube talk a little slower than we used to dealing with in his modern social media society, but he moved at his own pace.
You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man, stop playing. So ever since I put out the contract with Black America, you know they've been fucking with me. Here and there, this and that. But it's cool, you know. I expect that. You know, I've been working with, on the big three for a long time. And you know how they've been fucking with me with that. I done made it, plain, simple, and clear what they've been doing. The NBA been fucking with us. Now, a lot of people might say, like, well, but Cube, you want to work with the NBA. Really, I don't give a fuck about working with the NBA. What I want them to do, when I say work with us, is to stop working against us.
And this is where me and Cube separate, where we differ, right? Because obviously he's speaking about the gatekeepers being those that would then empower him to be more successful when it comes to his league, the Big Three, right? And he's saying that, he don't necessarily want to work with him. He just don't want him to keep fucking with him, right? First, it's, I want to work with you. I want to work with the product that you put out because those are the players that you guys have under contract in order to continue to promote your product, right? But he's saying that he wants them to stop fucking with him. Well, you're wrong. You're a competitor in a capitalistic market. Why would they empower you to do better when you're literally a competitor to a product that they're trying to continue to grow and make money off of? Why would they then even entertain a conversation with you when they don't see a value that you would add into their business? What do you mean you want them to stop messing with you? That would be like the Lapeef Network saying, Anton, I want you to stop creating content on Thursdays because you're taking all of our audience, and we didn't realize that they didn't fuck with us. They only fucked with you. Yo, I seen that. Oh man, somebody has sent me the live stream of they was doing what's the name of that show? A Chic Critique, and they moved it over there. Oh man, that shit was miserable. It was miserable on some content creation shit. That shit was miserable. So we killed the Sunday show already, right? Sunday show is dead. I'm showing y'all the parallel between what Ice Cube is saying and what it is that we doing over here as content creators. Now, the Sunday show, what was the name of the Sunday show? Sunday Fun Day or whatever it was, right? That shit had been getting like 90 people in there at a time, right? So then somebody sent me the link, and I said, oh, they got a new show. Oh, this is the same shit that was on that other channel. And you had a bunch of women up there talking about shit that nobody cares about. And then you had Hank was up there. I'm sorry, Hank. Hank, you are a good guy, but you was out there looking dumb. Hank was looking bored. A chic critique. Yo, I felt so bad. I told my wife, and this is the honest to God truth. I told my wife, I said, I'm starting to feel bad for them over there. I kid you not, honest to God. I said, I am starting to feel bad. I almost want to like help and give like a little bit of a, let me hit a like. I hit a like for the YouTube algorithm just to try to get. I'm using that as a parallel, guys, okay? All I'm saying is on a content level, if you are affecting somebody else's product, they owe you nothing. They owe you absolutely nothing, right? They're not attacking his personal life. They're not attacking his wife. They're not attacking his children or anything like that. But they owe you nothing, right? You're infringing on what it is that they're putting together as a product and trying to steal their players, similar to how Lapeef and them be coming over to Fight Club, trying to see who they can cherry pick. Oh, let me see if I can get this person. You can't do what we do. These niggas is trying to steal players off the team. We are a unique product. I stand on it. Blue Magic. They over there trying to steal product. Let's continue to hear what Cube got to say.
Stop doing that bullshit behind the scenes that we know you're doing. Mainstream media, they ain't fucking with us. And that's cool. We can do it ourselves, you know what I'm saying? We still on the rise without these motherfuckers. So we don't need them, you don't need them.
Facts. I see you, Cube.
So
why compete then, big
what
dog?
am I gonna do? to deal with these motherfucking gatekeepers? Well, what I'm going to do is go on a...
Why people keep saying that it's beef? It's not beef. This is just me being petty because I believe that content creation is the great equalizer. It's not beef, right? I would never say anything personal about anybody's life that I know in real life. If I've met you, if I've kicked it with you in real life, what you do in your personal life is your personal life. But when it comes to competing on this content shit, that's what I do. I am going to compete on this content shit. And it's the same thing that the NBA is doing when it comes to the big three. The NBA is saying, yo, you infringing on what it is that you're trying to do with us. You trying to get your people to roll over here with us? And we not standing for that shit. We not standing for it whatsoever. Ain't no beef. Ain't no beef. This is all about content, baby.
Fuck the Gatekeepers podcast tour. And I'm going to go talk to everybody, you know, and get a chance to get my message out to the people. Be able to let people hear from me, you know, and you know, you might agree, you might not, but the important thing is, you know, for me to go on these platforms, say what I feel about what I think. And, you know, some people may get pissed off because I'm going to talk to everybody. I'm not playing. And
what does he mean by going to talk to everybody? I don't understand that. I don't understand the whole going to talk to everybody thing. Like, what does that mean? Honestly, listen. Well, let me hear the rest of what he got to say before I deep dive into it.
It's gonna be a crazy summer. It's gonna be fun. Appreciate y'all. Always support the big three. Hopefully I'm doing stuff that you guys dig. You know, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for people that's bored as fuck in the summer with summer sports and want something cool like the big three. So here we are. Appreciate you. Much love, much respect from your homeboy Ice Cube. Remember that.
I am interested in going to a big three event or game or whatever like that and seeing what the vibe is. Anything is better than watching the fucking WNBA. And so I also think that, and this is one caveat that I think that a lot of people are missing in this conversation, is that Cube think that he's just, and I don't know, I'm just speculating obviously, but based off of what he's talking about, Cube is thinking that he's only competing with the NBA. No, he's competing with the conglomerate, and the NBA continues to plow money to their own demise, but they're plowing an extraordinary amount of money into the WNBA, hoping that they one day can turn a profit as a result of this WNBA product that also shows throughout the summer. So if the big three is playing at the same time of that trash ass WNBA, right, then they're also impeding and encroaching on a product in which they're siphoning off, I'm assuming from the NBA's perspective, viewers, listeners, watchers, people that would possibly go to the game for a product that they continue to throw money into. Now, whether or not the product is trash or not, that's a completely different conversation. But what I'm saying is, in capitalism, if you start to encroach on a product and you're not adding value to what it is that they're doing, then they're going to compete. I think that Ice Cube is awesome. I actually love Ice Cube. I love his products. I love his movies. I love his albums. I think that he's a legend. But all I'm saying is, when it comes to capitalism, if we looking at it objectively and not just based off of looking at it from a fan's perspective, then we can also try to understand. We can try to understand why the NBA would not support or would even fuck with them, because they don't want a product that competes with what it is that they putting out on the floor throughout the summer.